Welcome back to the Lords of Lore podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Cam.
Yeah, I should have coordinated that better. Cam, Taleb, welcome to the
show. Thanks for having us.
I saw it coming right as you said your name.
As soon as I said it, I was like, oh boy, I didn't say anything beforehand.
I was going to say, I think we both had panic in our eyes at that point.
Anyways, today we're going to talk about the new trailer for the Obi-Wan Kenobi spin-off standalone series on Disney Plus. I just watched this trailer for the very first time about 5 minutes ago.
So
I am bouncing off the walls. I'm very excited. I have so many things I want to talk about. But let me just get you guys' initial sort of reaction. Are you excited about this news of this series? Is this something in Star Wars you're looking forward to? Like, where are you guys at? We'll start with you, Taleb.
Well, I woke up to a picture of the cover Ewan McGregor had, and I was like, okay, where's the trailer? Like, I want Kenobi,
Yeah.
And I like fell asleep or something, woke up again, and first thing I see is the trailer. And I think it was like I was super excited, to be honest, because it was kind of like everything I kind of expected with that age, especially. So it's kind of cool, pretty interesting.
What about you, Cam?
Yeah, same thing with Taleb. I woke up and saw the Entertainment Weekly cover, I think, where it was Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi again, and I sent it to all the group chats, just kind of being like, "Yo, it's happening! It's real!" And then, sure enough, like a few hours later, I get a message being like, "The trailer dropped," and I was like, "Oh!" So I watched it on my lunch break at work, and
Nice.
I was
Classic.
very, very excited. I barely retained any energy or any information. And so I just recently watched it again as well, and I'm super pumped. I love Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, I feel like we're all in that age range where we grew up with him as our Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes,
and then Sir Alec Guinness, right?
Sir Alec Guinness,
Alec Guinness.
I was gonna say, I think, and when it comes to the big screen portrayal of Obi-Wan, he's played Obi-Wan the most, 3 films opposed to Alec Guinness's 2. But then you have James Arnold Taylor, who's probably played Obi-Wan the most hours in Clone Wars and other things. But I just had a weird thing pop up on my timeline, and it was like the cover, see Obi-Wan like with the lightsaber, and apparently that was all green screen. Like, not even his robe is real. Like, he's in like a mocap suit, and they just like Photoshop the robe onto him. And he's holding like a stick that they imposed the lightsaber on. It was bizarre. I was like,
that's so funny that you say that, because when I showed it to my coworker, I was like, yo, look at this. He was like, he looks animated in this. I was like, I can see it a little bit. Maybe they just like aged him up like a little bit, because
they definitely threw those like grainy Instagram filters from the early days of Instagram on him. Like, turn up the grain all the way.
His eyes were too intense, I think, as well, like on that poster. But I mean, still, if they have the technology, they're gonna use it, I guess.
Let's dive into the nitty gritty of this trailer. I'm already in when we're getting like this slow, sort of like pulled back version of Battle of the Heroes. I'm like, yes. I just love that. I think that's probably my favorite piece of music in Star Wars. I know a lot of people say Duel of the Fates would be up there, obviously the Imperial March and stuff like that, but Battle of the Heroes, for some reason, if I hear that, it just makes me sad.
I actually agree with that too.
Right on,
man.
And then we get the scene of, like, I feel like this scene has been in, like, I think there's a little bit of it in Rebels where we see Obi-Wan sort of looking over Luke. And I think in Rebels is actually really cool because they use the character model of Ezra because they're like the same age type thing. But now we get like a little child Luke, and we see Obi-Wan with like the viewfinder. What were you guys' thoughts on like these first few shots of the trailer, like the tone, the music setting?
Oh man,
Yeah.
it set it up perfectly. I agree. Like as soon as you hear Duel of Fates, like I was very, very excited. And yeah, seeing young Luke was cool. Like this is probably like, yeah, the first time we're gonna see it like in like live action and stuff. I've also heard rumors that there's a young Leia cast as well. So there's a chance that we might
I'm gonna be sad if
sooner.
it's not Millie Bobby Brown. I'm gonna just say it now. I'm gonna say it now. Just so it's out there.
Interesting.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there was talks of Millie Bobby Brown playing the young Leia.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Like just because the look, like it's there.
Oh,
Like,
dude, that would actually work.
Yeah,
I can see
she's
it.
such a good actress too, right? There's
Yeah.
a Leia book by Claudia Gray. It's super fucking good. And it sort of ties into some later Claudia Gray stuff of like older Leia. But yeah, they were gonna like adapt that. That was like there was rumors. I don't know if it was ever like seriously discussed, but yeah,
Okay.
cool to see a young Leia as well.
Yeah, that would be very cool. But yeah, I'm excited to see like where the story goes because it doesn't look like he's on Tatooine for all of the series. Because like there are some shots in the trailer like later on
Yeah,
where it's like neon futuristic kind of
Mhm.
almost like Blade Runner type city
Yeah.
where like Obi-Wan has a blaster and is shooting it and you're just like, wait a minute, what's happening?
Yeah, it reminds me of like there was this old it's legend stuff now. I'm gonna bring up
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of obscure things throughout this thing, so I'm sorry in advance. But there's this old I think it's called The Last of the Jedi series I used to read when I was a kid. I can't remember the author, but it was very like Obi-Wan trying to find other Jedi who are still alive to try to like
Okay.
create like a network. It reminded me a lot of that, like seeing Obi-Wan with a blaster, because obviously we get like the so uncivilized in episode 3. So yeah, it's interesting. Talib, what were your thoughts on the opening shots?
Yeah, I thought it was cool, especially seeing like that neon city looking like Knights of the Republic 2. What was the city called? I always forget the name.
Man, it's been so long.
I always forget the name.
Nar Shaddaa,
But
maybe.
Nar Shaddaa. Yeah, looking like some Nar Shaddaa scenes.
Yeah.
And I actually like saw some apparent leaks that follow along pretty well with the trailer.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yeah, hit us with it.
oh, okay. So yeah, the young Leia was kind of there, and the reason apparently why he's traveling to the Nar Shaddaa city was because the Inquisitors are trying to like lure him out, and he's trying to save her. So I don't know how that would work out or if they're real, but surely some of them are real.
Interesting.
I think at least with the young Leia, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I wonder. Like I guess that's where my hesitancy comes with this whole series. As how are they going to make it so that like if the Inquisitors know Obi-Wan is alive, how will Vader not? Do you know what I mean? Because like we have that moment in episode 4, and there's a lot of wiggle room here, but there's that moment in the New Hope where Vader goes, I've felt a presence that I haven't felt since, and then walks away. And then obviously we have like the fateful showdown between Obi-Wan and Vader, and what's surely one of the slowest lightsaber fights of all time. But we don't know when he's referencing, since Mustafar or since somewhere closer in time to that. So it could be anything, but I feel like it almost takes away, like if Vader can't be aware that Leia is related to him in any way, there's only like 3 people who have that information, being like Yoda, Bail Organa, and Obi-Wan. So I just like, I know they're not going to retcon any of that, but I'm still like nervous going into it, because I'm just like, I hate when things are like, well then how wouldn't he know if you were there and blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like worried about that, even though I know we're probably in good hands with Deborah Cho and staff, but I don't know, it's that sort of going back in Star Wars all the time where I'm like, well, how are they going to explain this now?
I have a question for you guys. Are you afraid it's gonna be messy after seeing the trailer?
You go first, Cam.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of stuff about Book of Boba Fett being messy. I actually haven't watched it yet,
That's fine.
But I feel like this has been like in Disney's like big picture for a long time, while Book of Boba Fett like kind of came out of like nowhere a little bit, just like after like Mando season 2, just being like, hey, Book of Boba Fett's happening. So I feel like this is gonna be like a bit more streamlined. But like I definitely get what you mean, Taleb, like from the trailer. Like it feels like it bounces around a lot, and it's like, oh, the Inquisitors now, and then it's like, oh, back to Tatooine and stuff like that. So I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what's funny though, is Boba Fett and Obi-Wan were like the very first ideas besides the sequel trilogy that Disney had for standalone movies. Like those were the first, like, and more soon, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. The first one they went to adapt was actually Boba Fett, and it's supposed to be Josh Trank, who did the Fantastic Four and
I remember that.
Okay.
Or something. I can't remember. Yeah, so like that was one of the scripts they started with. So that show, like Taleb, you and I, we went over like the whole series, and like in the middle it gets a little bit messy. And sort of just turns into Mando season 3 a little bit, or season 2.
Yeah.
And I'm not as worried with this because I'll look this up right now. But as far as I know, the director sort of is helming all episodes of this.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Pretty sure,
so I feel like that's where Boba Fett sort of lost its footing, is that there's so many directors coming in and out that it's different from Mandalorian, and it's like that felt like very episodic and like very serial, whereas Boba Fett was like set in a certain place and a certain thing they were dealing with, and to have that sort of rotating cast of directors sort of, you lost the tone of it a little bit throughout. So I'm less worried about this show, but what makes me more worried is I have way more reverence for Obi-Wan than I have for Boba Fett. Like I think like everyone else, I think Boba Fett looks cool as fuck, and that's before this, that was about as far as I took it. And but Obi-Wan is like one of the most important characters in in Star Wars. So if this gets messy, it's gonna be bad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man.
But I think honestly, I think we're in good hands, and like
I agree.
So I'm not worried it's gonna get messy, but I am concerned.
Yeah, especially with like the talks of like possible flashbacks, especially with like Hayden Christensen coming back as Anakin. But so I mean, it has the potential to be messy, but also the potential to be very cool.
Yeah, and also we see like Joel Egerton, I think, right, coming back as Lars. Sorry, Owen. Yeah, so that was cool to see, just his little sort of headshot moment. So I want to talk a bit about Inquisitors. So, Cam, how familiar are you with Inquisitors?
I know what they're called. I know he has the spinny lightsaber from Rebels.
Did you know they could fly with those lightsabers?
Yes, I have heard that he can fly with that. That is very cool. And I played Jedi Fallen Order, and I'm pretty sure like the Seventh Sisters, they were Inquisitors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm partially familiar with them.
Yeah. Okay, and Taleb, you're pretty familiar with them as well, right?
Yeah, just off Rebels and like like you said, like Cam said, Fallen Order. Yeah.
And I think those might be with the exception of the Ahsoka novel, those might be the only place we've seen Inquisitors in canon thus far.
Okay. So
this will be the first time Inquisitors, for like the mainstream live action Star Wars audience, this will be the first time they're going to see them. So it's sort of a lot to set up, because when you see red lightsabers in Star Wars, you're like, those are the bad guys. But I think for a lot of people who are like, what? There's more bad guys now. Like it's not just Darth Vader and Sidious type of thing, and that might cause some confusion. I remember watching Rebels. I was like, I don't know about these Inquisitors. This sort of
Yeah,
breaks
I
the
agree.
two type of
Yeah.
thing, and it took me a while to warm up to it conceptually. But we do see who is like the Grand Inquisitor. Taleb, you've seen him in Rebels. What were your thoughts on how this costume's looking in the trailer?
I thought he looked kind of weird.
Okay,
His
He
head's
looks
so
goofy.
fat.
Yeah,
His head's so fat compared
it's
to
chonky.
Rebels.
It's chonky. Yeah.
He's just like, bro, I don't know. It looks weird as fuck, but we'll
In
have to
Rebels,
see.
he almost looks like I know it's not the race that he is, but he almost looks like immune, like the banking guild guys.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Snoke, sort like very thin face, and he's gaunt almost in Rebels. And in this one, he's just so fucking chunky.
Bro,
I'm like,
yeah.
why did they choose to go this way? I was so confused.
It's tough when they're like trying to go like the prosthetics kind of route where it's very clearly a bald cap but holding his hair kind of thing. And when they could have done like a Cad Bane situation, Boba Fett, where it's like, hey, let's like CGI it a little, or like the Entertainment Weekly cover, CGI it completely kind of
Well,
thing.
that's the thing though, is like Cad Bane looks so good in
Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett, and I feel like this would have been an easy one. You just get some like prosthetic ear covering things like that race has, and just do somebody's makeup so that their skin's gray and gaunt. And I'm like, why did they do this? I'm so confused by why his head's so chonky. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna see.
And that's like, yeah, and that's like supposed to be the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't fit right with me at all. Or
Yeah.
maybe the like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
The Grand Inquisitor had like a Tarkin sort of vibe too, right? He was so like
Yeah.
well spoken and like very like fluid and like precise with his movements and everything. And it's just, I don't know. This guy just, it's not selling for me right now.
Yeah. Is it the voice actor for him in Rebels who's playing him in live action at all? Do we know?
I'm actually not sure about that. That would be really cool though.
That's a good question.
Voice, yeah.
Yeah.
If he is, then I'll give it a pass.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, if like they have the voice actor, then like maybe that's okay. But yeah.
Yeah. If it's a matter of like the voice actors like a chonkier dude, and that's why the head looks chonkier, then I take back everything I said. But
yeah,
even still, it's like, I don't know. It just doesn't look like the same character. So I'm a little bit like, it's gonna take a little bit of suspension of disbelief to like cross the mediums, which I guess is always the case. But I don't know, for whatever reason, this one just sitting funny with me. But then we see like the reveal of I don't know what number of Inquisitor this would be, but this woman Inquisitor, dark skinned, she's got braids and everything, which I think is awesome. I'm so excited.
I love her. I don't even know.
Sorry to spoil this, but like some of the backstories of the Inquisitors that they used to be Jedi.
Okay.
And with the Grand Inquisitor, he used to be a Jedi Temple guard, those ones that wear the masks and have the double-sided yellow sabers. So it's a lot of like fallen Padawans and stuff like that, or Jedi that lean sort of more to the dark side, who have been like repurposed by the Empire to hunt other Jedi, which has never been explained. So I'm hoping to see that here. Like how that transition sort of happens for them. But yeah, I'm not sure. So do you guys have any other thoughts on Inquisitors, or sort of like what you're wanting to see from the Inquisitors?
Make them fly, baby. I want to see more of that lightsaber spinning.
Yeah, the spinning lightsaber is cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It is very cool.
It's ridiculous, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that new Inquisitor's name? Because I know she's new, like she's never been showed before.
Yeah.
And I heard that, like, just from some leaks, that she's gonna be kind of fucked up. Like she's gonna really set the tone for the show, being very kind of dark. So I'm excited to see. Yeah, I'm excited to see how they go about the one.
Okay, so I have one thing, and this is a dumb fan cast thing.
Okay.
I really wanted to see Barra Sophie come back into Star Wars as an Inquisitor, which I know has been a thing that's been speculated for a lot. For people who don't know, Barriss Offee was like this Jedi Padawan, same age as like Ahsoka. They were friends. She actually turns dark, trying to warn the Jedi that the war is like all for naught type of thing. She gets like imprisoned, and then we don't know what happens to her. In Legends, she dies in Order 66, but currently in canon, like we don't know where she goes. So I'm hoping at some point, like maybe that's an Ahsoka series thing, but
that would be very cool.
She knows Obi-Wan and stuff, and like there's probably a little bit of a grudge there. So I would have liked to see her come back as that main sort of Inquisitor antagonistic force, but
I could see it 1,000% for the Ahsoka series, especially if there hasn't been like anything like canonically released about like this character. I could see it for Ahsoka.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. Speaking of Ahsoka, Taleb, you'll know where I'm going with this. Did you catch that shot where Obi-Wan is firing the blaster? There's like an explosion and then some birds fly away.
Oh, I didn't notice anything.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Tell me. No.
Those birds to me were very reminiscent of that bird that is always sort of present when Ahsoka's around. World Between Worlds stuff. Even
the owl.
Yeah, that owl type thing. It was like the same color. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but to me, it was like I was like, "Oh shit, no way!" I could be reading way too much into it. There's probably people who broke down every frame of the trailer, being like, "Definitely not."
There's always someone who's just gonna break down every frame.
Actually, not reading enough into it.
Yeah, it's a red hair.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that again. I remember rewatching it on my TV with my like nice speaker, and it hit a lot better than being half asleep watching it.
I love that, like Star Wars fans, like we have to have the perfect setup just to watch the trailer.
Yeah.
What were some other moments? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, just a quick thing. John Williams is coming back for this. So when I like watched the trailer, I was like, damn, he snapped on the soundtrack. I just wanted to say that.
Shout out John Williams.
I love like that we've gotten other composers in Star Wars. I think for me, obviously John Williams is the composer, but I think the guy who does, I think it's Kevin Kleiner or something, the guy who does Clone Wars and Rebels, super fucking good. He deserves more respect. He's like up there for me, being like that. Every time there's an intro for the Clone Wars, that soundtrack that plays, it's got like the heavy drums, war on the planet. That shit. Like that song is so good. But then who's the guy who did Rogue One?
Oh, that was fire.
Yeah.
Did you like it? I liked it.
I'm like,
I liked it.
I liked it, but like it was, there was one scene. Do you know the scene where the two Star Destroyers crash into each other?
Yeah.
The song was like so upbeat, like it was just sort of like jarring. I don't know, but I like everything else. Yeah.
Damn, that one is actually my favorite from that movie. Yeah, the whole thing. Like I used to listen to the whole thing. Like
it's
just
good.
transition.
Really good. Yeah.
And then seeing Vader, like Vader's shot of him looking with the song, like perfectly timed transition. Oh, dude, that shit slapped for me.
Oh yeah. I know you, oh man, even Vader.
One of my other friends hated it.
It's what is it? I think it's Duel of the Fates or something played in reverse when Vader's like tearing up that hallway.
Oh,
or it's like Duel of the Fates super slowed down or something. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Really cool. It's just that one moment in Rogue One where I was like, that's weird. But it also had the tough sort of challenge of being the first movie to open with a cold open.
Okay.
Like the music just comes in abruptly, and I was like, whoa, yo, chill. But I guess Solo wasn't done by John Williams either. He did the one song in Solo, like Han's theme, and then everything else was, I can't even remember who did that, but and then we get Ludwig Göransson in Mando. I love the Mando theme, but it's nowhere near as much as I love other Star Wars soundtracks.
No, definitely.
So I'm definitely excited to have John.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of Ludwig.
Oh yeah.
He's great. I love
Like
Black
just
Panther too. Like that
Mm.
score is so good, but I don't know. It's different. It's
Yeah,
different.
definitely.
different. It is different.
I feel
Definitely
so
different.
much like John Williams' score is like it's almost like a character in Star Wars.
Mhm.
Like, you know, it's a character that's always there without being there.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't feel that way yet about Ludwig. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Okay.
So he's got to earn. You got to put 40 years in before you get there. For me.
You can't just keep giving us the.
Yeah, exactly. It has become iconic though, right?
Oh, yeah,
Whether that's just
absolutely.
from TikTok memes or whatever. But what were some other things in this trailer that stuck out to you guys?
The fact that the only lightsabers we saw were the Inquisitors lightsabers as
Yeah.
well, up until like the very end with the Disney Plus logo, where it was like the lightsaber just
Yeah.
burning in the plus. That was pretty
Reminiscent
cool.
of like episode 1 and the droid control center thing.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what's up with Obi-Wan's lightsaber and why is he using the blaster and stuff like that? Is it just to kind of like keep on the down low, or is
Yeah.
something else greater at play?
That reminds me of like Rebels when like Kanan pulls out his lightsaber for the first time. They're like
Mhm.
being pinned down by stormtroopers, and he has his lightsaber on his hip, but it's in like I think 2 or 3 different pieces, and he like fits it together, and he's like, "Oh shit, there's a Jedi," and he like outs himself, right? So I think it's
Yeah.
probably something along those lines, like you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, you know that for the first reveal of the lightsaber, like everyone's gonna go nuts. It's gonna be
I
like,
hope they
yeah,
save it
he's
for
doing
like
it.
a big moment, like he has
Oh,
to do
yeah.
it type of thing.
I could see it. So it's either gonna piss off a lot of fans being like, why is Obi-Wan doing
Yeah.
anything? Or a lot of fans are gonna be like, oh man, the anticipation. But yeah, I'm excited about that.
And
How
what
do you
about
guys think they're
two?
gonna fit Vader in?
Okay, let's move into things we want. to
Sorry,
see this year,
I just
no,
yeah,
no, because this is something that I'm like, I've been thinking about this for years. Okay,
Mhm.
and going back to that moment in episode 4 where he says, "This is a presence I haven't felt since," oh shit, okay, what was that time? Because it doesn't have to be Mustafar, right? It could be something else. And we get the
Yeah.
line in episode 4 where Obi-Wan says he's more machine than man now. Well, how do you know? The last time you saw him, he had no legs and hand, and he was crawling up a lava bank. Like, you don't know he became more machine than man. You don't even know he's alive, unless at some other point in time
Oh.
you've seen him, right?
Mm.
So I'm not bothered by Obi-Wan going off world, right? I don't think him interacting with any sort of Imperial force should be on Tatooine, because then he's putting Luke at risk.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Okay. So I'm okay with it being somewhere else. But if Vader's gonna be in it, and he's gonna be in it, he's gotta be in it. Like, are we gonna get, Battle of the Heroes 1.5? You know what I mean? Then we have a trilogy of like the Mustafar fight, the
Mm.
fight on the Death Star, and then this one in the middle, where it's like, maybe it's like this whole series is sort of like Obi-Wan reaching out in the Force and seeing like Anakin's still there somehow. Like, there's still a part of Anakin, which we know to be true, is
Oh.
still within Vader, and he's trying to appeal to that. Like, it's not too late to come back type of thing. After he's had, 10 years to kick himself in the ass of chopping his best friend up and leaving him there to die, he feels that he's still alive, and he's like, this is my biggest regret in my life. I can make amends. And so he goes to appeal to him, and this is where Vader's like, nah. And that's, he's more machine than man now. Like, you can't appeal to reason type thing. That's what I want to see. I don't know if we're gonna
Yeah.
get that. That's a big ask, but like, I would love to see Battle of the Heroes Part 2.
I was gonna say, yeah, like from my understanding, I did not even like consider that we might be seeing Vader like in this. It was like Hayden Christensen's coming back as Anakin kind of thing. Like, we're gonna be seeing him kind of thing. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. But I had not even put into consideration that there's a possibility of even seeing Vader. And like hearing Matt's like theory kind of thing makes me excited.
Insane
I
ramblings,
like
you mean?
like I love that. I kind of love that a lot.
Yeah, I think your theory is actually correct because in episode 6, when Luke is talking to Vader and he's trying to convince him to come back,
Yeah,
Mhm.
Vader's like, Obi-Wan once thought as you do.
exactly.
And he never
exactly.
did that. We've never
Yeah,
seen that.
yeah,
Oh,
Last time they
Yeah,
seen
because-
each other, he just chopped them up. You
yeah.
know?
There was a brief conversation on Mustafar where when Obi-Wan shows up to Mustafar, he's already like he's seen the recordings
Yeah.
of Anakin killing kids. It's done.
Yeah.
Like he's made his mind up, right?
Yeah.
So when they get to Mustafar, that conversation's not very like appeal to reason. It's like, you've done some things and I'm here to put an end to it type of thing. When,
Pretty much.
when he comes out of the fucking ship, hands on hips.
Oh.
You brought him here to kill me. Oh, it's terrible. So
Aw.
sad. But yeah, no, 100% Taylor. Like says Obi-Wan once thought as you did.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but when? This
Yeah.
could be that time. This could be that
Oh,
time.
this is perfect.
Damn.
This is
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay.
This is perfect.
And,
Yeah.
and this is one of those things where I would not consider this retconning at all because it's already set up for all these things people have already said to actually make sense now. Because when you go back to the prequels, you don't really get that. Like none of those things that we heard in 4, 5, 6, not all of them get followed through in the prequels. So we can make it a complete thing by having this last sort of showdown interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe Vader
Hell
thinks
yeah.
he's killed Obi-Wan by the end of it. That's why he's surprised to feel that presence on the Death Star type thing. Yeah.
Damn.
There's
Damn.
also this is a bit of a tangent. In the Force Awakens concept art book, they toyed with the idea of having Anakin as a Force ghost, but he's half Vader, half Anakin. So he's like this tortured sort of soul, and half of him is like android, robotic, Vader-esque, and the other half is like Hayden, right? And there's some really cool concept art of that. They went through like a few iterations before the idea got scrapped. I want to see that here.
Yeah.
Like maybe not Force Ghost, but I want to see like Obi-Wan's nightmares of like Anakin
Oh, man.
burnt and becoming this machine, and that's what tips him off to like, I gotta go help my friend. Like I gotta go make amends. I gotta go right this last wrong of my life type thing.
And that would be so crazy for him to actually do that because he's
Yeah.
risking almost everything.
Right.
He's,
And
like,
that's why I
risking
think like
everything.
it can't be on Tatooine because he wouldn't risk that.
Yeah.
That's the one
Oh,
thing
yeah.
he wouldn't risk. Yeah. So yeah, I don't like the Leia thing is like intriguing to me, but
Mhm.
I feel like Alderaan has such a relationship with the Empire at this point where they're sort of at like a they don't like each other obviously, and Alderaan is doing things to undermine the Empire and trying to stay strong with like their democracy and stuff like that. But I don't know if the Empire could just like, let's try to assassinate Leia type thing. Like that to me would be intense, and like I would accept it if it's in the show.
Yeah.
If they, made a plot that made it make sense, I guess. But it'd be tough to like see that. So I hope it's something more like Obi-Wan's like, I have to go fix this thing I did.
Which I also have a theory for that, for the Leia
hit me.
getting captured kind of thing, because in episode 4, like Leia sends out the recording of "Help me, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope."
Yes.
How does she know who Obi-Wan is?
Well,
So this could
in the
easily lead into
she
that.
says, years ago you served my father in the Clone Wars, which is
Okay.
also not entirely true. So
Yeah,
I wonder if those stories have been exaggerated,
fabricated. Yeah,
or are true from a certain perspective.
yeah.
Type thing.
Interesting.
But she did know. Yeah, I guess because in Rogue One there's a scene where Bail Organa, like where he shows up for that brief moment, and then he says, "I'm going back home to Alderaan," and you're like, "No, please don't," because you know what's gonna happen there. But yeah, I think he says, "I have a friend who can help us with this," and that sort of implies like why Leia took the plans there, type thing.
Okay.
But still, though, like the fact that she knows him by name, type of thing, it could imply some stuff,
Right.
Yeah, that would be very cool to see.
Yeah.
She could have also covered it up by saying all that.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, if
True.
that message was intercepted for any reason, she could have an alibi type of thing.
Yeah.
But I heard you used to do this or that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there
Oh,
anything
man.
else you guys want to see out of the series?
I know other Matt wants to see Qui-Gon so badly in this, coming as a
Oh.
Force ghost kind of thing,
Oh.
to like teach him how to like create a
Yeah.
Force ghost kind of
Oh
thing.
I
man.
just added to my list of things that if I don't see, I'll be upset.
Right? Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't even think of that because Yoda says at the end of Revenge of the Sith, I've learned to commune with Qui-Gon, who still has lessons to teach you type thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Could you imagine like because this is by judging based off of Luke's age, this is probably like, at least 9 to 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So
Yeah.
could you imagine like Obi-Wan's like just depressed in this place, like how he narrates in the trailer, like the war is over, we lost. And he sort of just like left himself to live out the rest of his days on this planet, wasting away type thing. And then there's just like the voice of Liam Neeson from off screen, just like get your shit together, man. Like obviously not that, but like
They don't have that line. I riot.
yeah, make it PG-13 and we can put one curse in there.
Hell
What the
yeah.
fuck are you doing? But yeah, you just like to have the voice of Liam Neeson sort of just come in and that's like the last kick in the ass Obi-Wan needs to go
Mhm.
do this mission. That would be fucking awesome.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
you, Caleb?
I just want it to be emotional. I want it to be just, I want to see like Obi-Wan's perspective. I want to see how he's dealing with his emotions because like a lot has happened. I want to see how he deals with them. And yeah, I just want it to be emotional. I'd love it if it was pretty dark, but that's just me. And yeah, just see Obi-Wan's like spiritual journey during this time and how he deals with all of it.
Yeah.
I think that's like most important to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hope if I don't cry, then
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm gonna be a little bit upset because
Right?
I feel like this is the show. Like I feel like Mandalorian was a show for like OG Star Wars fans to be like, remember this feeling? You like
Yeah.
that, right? And it was fun and it's cool. And I feel like this is the show for the fans of the prequel era.
Yeah.
Like, remember all these things that were devastating at the time they happened? Well, here they are again, but it's worse now. Like,
Oh,
I need that. Yeah.
absolutely. Because yeah, as if they can bring like hype moments, like that's good. But yeah, if they miss the mark on like character moments, then that's unforgivable. But
I feel like they won't also because just like the Mando episodes that the current director directed were pretty
Mhm.
emotional.
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
So I see it like being pretty. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, and there's a reason they gave this project to her, right? Like
Mm.
based off her body of work, especially in The Mandalorian, like, she's the one who got tapped to do this, right? So I have my faith. I'm hoping this all goes well, and I'm excited to see it. I just like there's like we talked about, there's things I want to see, and then there's things I think we need to see, and I don't think they're gonna drop the ball, but like I have that anxious feeling of like, well, what if it's completely shit? But I know it's not gonna be, but I still have to prepare myself just in case.
Absolutely.
All
Yeah.
right. Anything else you guys want to add or?
Nothing that I can think of.
Nice. Well, we will when it comes out, we'll be here with the reviews and stuff like that. So thanks you for joining, Taleb and Cam. Where can people find you, Taleb, online if they want to check out your art?
Taleb Shuker on Instagram and Shuke, it's my website.
Awesome. And Cam, where can people follow you online?
At Why So Chappy on Instagram and at Cham Catman on Twitter.
I love that. People can check this show out every Tuesday and find some other shows that go on here at other times and stuff like that. We got stuff going on. Also follow my art Instagram at keep_making and my YouTube channel at keep making. Yeah, guys, thanks again. And as always, we are the Lords of Lore.